Yo, how's it going everyone? This is Mitchell Mander here, and I got a pretty interesting video for you guys today. Now when Pokemon Journeys, or Pocket Monsters, was first announced in the fall of 2019, we learned that Ash and his new companion Go would be traveling through all the Pokemon regions, at least the ones known through Gen 8. And when this was announced, it became pretty clear to a lot of us that this was the anime's way of potentially bringing back past characters. Now, we didn't know which characters would come back and to what extent, but now that some time has passed, we've seen quite a few characters return in the series. For instance, we've had past gym leaders that Ash has faced off against reappear in Pokemon Journeys, like Serena, Volkner, and Chuck. Drake of the Hoenn Elite Four has made a reappearance as well. We've had champions like Cynthia and Lance reappear, and we've also had previous rivals of Ash reappear. We had Gladion appear in the Alola episode, though he didn't interact with Ash and the others in that episode. Him and Lily were still looking for their father in that episode. We've had Gary reappear as well, and he seems like he's now Go's rival in Project Mew. And we also saw Paul in a flashback. So yeah, quite a few characters have already made returns in Pokemon Journeys. And despite a lot of characters having returned so far in the series, there's still quite a few characters that have yet to make a reappearance in Journeys. One such character is Serena, a fan favorite character from the Kalos region. With more past characters that have yet to come back, and with this potentially being Journeys' last year on air, there's a pretty good chance that our girl Serena just might return in 2022. Now, how would an episode with Serena returning go in Pokemon Journeys? Well, there's a few things to consider here. So first of all, I like it to be at least 2 episodes with Serena here. Our girl deserves it, not only just because she's a fan favorite, but she also didn't get a special episode at the end of X and Y like Clement and Bonnie did. Now the next thing to consider, and this is going to be pretty much the rest of the conversation here, is what route would these episodes take? And from what I can tell, there are 2 routes that the series could take with Serena here. Either one, she's still in Hoenn competing in contests, as we know at the end of X and Y. She left for Hoenn to go and compete in contests. We're kind of trying to figure out her goal, or at least get some practice before returning to Kalos and trying to become Kalos Queen again. Or 2, she's returned back to Kalos and is working towards her dream of becoming Kalos Queen now. Now either way, I feel like Ash, Go, and Gohars will travel to either Hoenn or Kalos to see either a contest or performance. And it just so happens that Serena is actually participating. And of course, once the 2 meet each other, they catch up. And we'll probably get some more shipping moments. I mean, the series has to do it. I mean, I know some people might not be a big fan of it, or some people will go crazy on social media. Regardless, they need to do it. At least 1 or 2 gags here and there. I'd also be interested to see if she's caught any new Pokemon since the end of X and Y, or if any of her Pokemon have evolved since the end of X and Y, like Braixen or Pancham. It'd be pretty interesting to see, and I hope that they actually focus on her Pokemon, because as we saw with Dawn's return, they really didn't focus on her Pokemon besides Piplup. The other Pokemon showed up for a little bit in the Diamond and Pearl special episodes, but that was pretty much the extent of how we saw Dawn's Pokemon, which was pretty disappointing. If we're going to see Serena, I want to see her Pokemon and see how they've developed since the end of X and Y. Now, even though Ash and Serena's reunion would be a pretty big moment for these episodes, I feel like the main focus here, besides their reunion, is Serena and Gohars potentially bonding with one another. It could be similar to how Gohars and Dawn bonded when they first met, and I could see the 2 of them getting along quite well. Now, the 2 of them can actually relate with one another since Serena also caught an Eevee herself. Her Eevee eventually evolved into Sylveon, and seeing as Gohars and Eevee have been meeting the other evolutions, this could be a good way for Gohars to meet Sylveon by meeting Serena's Sylveon. And hey, maybe this could be the reason Gohars was seemingly interested in either a contest or performance, as we saw in the preview at the end of 2021. Maybe it wasn't just Dawn that helped push Gohars in this direction, but maybe Serena helped as well. And now I know some people might be a little annoyed here as we have another character pursuing this type of dream, but if I'm being honest, there's a chance that Gohars decides to eventually not go down this route. Maybe it's just something fun for her to try out, and she realizes this is not exactly something she wants to do down the road. Maybe she'd try something else. I can see Serena at least giving her the push here, and then, hey, she tries it out, maybe she likes it, maybe she doesn't. Who knows? But anyways, another thing that the two have in common with one another is the fact that besides catching an Eevee, neither of them had a goal when they were first introduced. When Serena was first introduced in X and Y, she didn't have a goal. She was simply expected to follow in her mother's footsteps and become a Rhyhorn racer. This is obviously something that she did not want, or was not interested in. Similarly, Gohars was expected by her classmates and her peers to follow in her father's footsteps. Her father, Professor Sakuragi, being a professor, she was simply expected to follow in her father's footsteps. And this is something she clearly wasn't interested in. She also didn't seem to really care for Pokemon in the beginning either. She was actually quite cold to both people and Pokemon, with her family in Yamper and Go being the exceptions in the beginning. Now, while Gohars currently doesn't have a goal in mind, and she's still kind of trying to figure it out with the Eevee, Serena, when she didn't have a goal, she found encouragement through her friends, and especially Ash. Eventually, after seeing Pokemon performances with Shauna, that motivated her to become Kalos Queen and to become a Pokemon performer. Now, it's not to say that Gohars was going to become a performer just like Serena or try to become top coordinator like Dawn and May. It might be just something to try out in the future to see if that's something that she'd be interested in. Gohars and Eevee have shown that they're open to new possibilities and trying to figure out things and what they want to do. So, both Dawn and Serena could be encouraging her to try this out to see if that's something that she would like. Maybe this is something that she wants to do in the future. So yeah, I definitely see Serena and Gohars becoming best friends as the series decides to go this route. And who knows, she actually might discover that Serena likes Ash. Now, anyways, for the first episode of this two-part potential Serena return, I see the first episode setting everything up, with Ash, Go, and Gohars meeting Serena, Ash and Serena catching back up, and then Gohars and Serena potentially bonding. And then we have the second episode, which potentially comprises of Gohars' contest or performance. We could potentially see some of Serena's past rivals showing up here, but I feel like that's a very low possibility of happening. I'm also not sure if any other characters are going to show up with Serena's return. Like, I'm not sure if Clement, Bonnie, and Greninja have a chance of appearing in the same episode as Serena does. It'd be pretty cool, but I almost feel like those characters need their own episodes. But let's not completely rule that out. It'd be awesome if we got a complete X and Y reunion. Don't lie, you'd be absolutely hyped, and I think that would break the internet if we saw an X and Y reunion along with Go and Gohars with them. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this video. These are my thoughts and what I could potentially see happening in an episode of Serena returning. I definitely want it to be 2 episodes. My preference would be 3 episodes, but I feel like that's asking for too much, and I don't think Journeys would actually deliver on that. So 2 would be the expectation that I would like to see. I would hate for it to be a single episode, but who knows. But anyways, I'm rambling on here. So in the comment section down below, post your thoughts. What would you like to see in a Serena reunion episode? Do you want more shipping moments? Do you want Gohars and Serena interactions? Do you want something else? Post your thoughts in the comment section down below. I'd like to hear them. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And guys, have a good day or night wherever you're at, and I'll see you all later. Peace.